There you go, we should be able to hear me now. I forgot to put it on the right microphone. Be listening off the webcam. It's a bit bright, I don't know, isn't it? Shall I turn the sun off? Is it working or is it staggering? It's not muted. Can't be muted. Should be on now. Are we on now? It's like watching your granddad do it, yeah. According to that, we're not. Are we on now? We have sound. There you go. I forgot to switch the microphone on in OBS. Or I'd set it to the wrong one. So I hope you're doing well. Probably not as well as I am at the minute, but that's it. Thank you very much. The only thing is, when everybody tells you your sound doesn't work, it takes 14 seconds for it to come on the thing again. We have sound. It's quite clear sound as well, isn't it? I looked back at the other stream I did that nobody watched, so I thought I'd come over here and talk to the real people of life. So I'm in a remote location. I'm the outside broadcast team. I was going to bring Bill, but he hasn't got a passport. I'm in a little place called Frigliana in Spain, which is at the top end of... you come out of Malaga, shoot off up towards Motril and that way, and you come to a place called Nerca, and instead of going down to the coast, you turn off left and you end up in a little white village. We're just somewhere up there, looking well. I've actually been ill, so I've had to go to the doctors, which is a very, very, very simple thing to do if you're in Spain. You just have to give them a little bit of money, and they then send you off to a pharmacy to pick up things. There's no big queue, no big drama or anything like that. The other thing is, I haven't got one of those microphone things. It sounds, it's only that Tonor microphone that I've been using forever. And I've stood it, I'll just show you, it might buzz as I pick it up. I stood it on there, and it comes out as well as that. What vape machine? Now, where's this vape machine come from? I've just been watching Benny's back. My vape machine of today is the Deja Vu with the paint coming off. And on top of that, I've got the Dead Rabbit version 2, which was dead to me until I put John's coils in there. And in that, I've got some of the Vapor Store in Gainsborough. It's called Coal Lagoon, which is a Heisenberg with a lemonade in it. So that's the vape machine I'm using today. I'm not sure where's the vape machine coming from? It's lovely. Yeah? If you're interested, I will put a link in the description to a company called FriglianaRentals.com. And basically they liaise between Spanish owners who don't speak English and English renters that don't speak Spanish. And that's what you do. You just click on there, and there's a series. Obviously, they're all owned by different people, not by the company you rent them through. They're just in between. paper machine is the thing. Right, okay. I'm going to have to get to the bottom of this. That's why I haven't put any batteries in it. I haven't been vaping for a couple of days. I went to the doctor's yesterday and got some antibiotics, but I'm feeling a lot better today. Vape machine is a thing. Right. I can't wait while I find out what it means, but how's my holiday been? Well, a lot of coughing up until yesterday, but other than that, it's fine. We had as usual this time of year, you do sometimes get a day where you get quite a bit of rain. It looks like my internet connection is just staggering slightly, so you'll have to put up with it because we are in a rural location. It'll probably come back soon. Red and orange and... Right, are we green? Oh, it's all the colours of the rainbow. Give it a minute. There we are, we're back. Yeah, it's fantastic. We've had a little bit of rain. We had a day where it rained quite a bit, but that's usual for this time of year. We normally come on the first week of, the last week of June, first week of July, which seems the perfect 2 weeks. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. Yeah, it's the only problem. It's a bit of a rural sort of Wi-Fi job. The other day when I used it, it was absolutely fine. I mean, I've no problems, but I've sort of come to the end of the house where it's a bit cooler because it's about 29 here today. Which is a bit of a pain. The router's just behind this wall, just at the side of me here. Video is stopping a bit, but the audio is fine. Right. Well, at least you can hear me anyway. So it's a gorgeous little place. If you follow me on Instagram, Mick_Beavers, there's some good, decent photos on here. We've adopted a couple of cats like we normally do, because that's what we like. And one of them's a little kitten. It's the most gorgeous thing, and I put some photographs of that on there. So that's worth a look. So Mick_Beavers on Instagram. And it's flashing again now. Well, that's bloody annoying. We had a real good half an hour the other day. But I say it's really rural internet. You can't blame it. I don't even think it's wired, to be honest. I think it's sort of transmitted. Hello, Tommy. How you doing? Oh, don't be jealous. Just book and come yourself. We've been coming out here for about 10 years, probably. First time we ever booked, we booked with Tui, and then we found a little local chap. He's actually Scottish. He's lived here 14 years, and he started a company up to help out the locals renting their houses. And we've been with him ever since. We've been here it's a bit cool if you come in November, but there's a lot of people come around here walking and things like that because it's so beautiful. On the series, the Brits Abroad, where they were making businesses up, they did quite a lot around here. There was a lady that opened up a boutique hotel in the middle of Frigliana. And they showed you down at Marina dell'Este, which is about another 5 miles further down near a place called Eridora. There's a guy there did did boat trips from there. We looked at going on one of these boat trips, to be honest, and it was like rather expensive, shall we say. If you come round here in the middle of the season, you will find it quite difficult to go to some of the smaller beach resorts because you can't get parked. There's that many people there, especially at weekends. Watch you don't burn your head. Hello, nasty Nick Evans, how are you? You won't believe it, I usually use a beard trimmer to trim my hair, which is currently in the bathroom at home. So I thought, how am I going to cut my hair? So I got the old Wilkinson sword, get over. So now we're on full slap head mode. Truthfully though, if you have got a bald head, always make sure you put plenty on because that's where it's going to burn. But I say, if you're interested, I will put a link into the thing so you can have a look. Obviously, I've always found him all right. We have a professional relationship, but we're also mates. But you might not like him. I get on really well with him. We actually went out for a meal with him when I started a cracking time. And like the things like yesterday, I wanted a doctor. Well, obviously you've got no rep, have you, or anything like that. And I said, where's the best doctor? And he sent me a link to it, and I put it in the sat-nav and drove straight down there. So you get that type of thing. They look after you pretty well. Escobar and his mansion. It's if you look on my Instagram, because when people do these things, they take a load of photos of all this shit. There's a BMW parked over there. So I took a photo and I just put all rented, because it is. None of it's mine. I went to Nurka a few years ago, stayed in a lovely villa there. Well, if you came up to that roundabout, because you get Torrox Costa, don't you? Then you go on to Nurka, and the road in between that takes you straight down to past Lidl's. If you just come back up to that roundabout and shoot straight across, it brings you up into the village of Frigleane. We're not actually as far in this time. We're before you get into the village and down. That's the only thing, though. You've got to get used to driving down bumpy roads. There's about 5 cars a day, and as soon as you go lighter, there's about all 5 of them come past. No, it's not. No, I ran out of Smurfless, so I had to pop down to get to the vape shop to buy some, because I've been suffering a bit before I came away. This is one. It's very, very similar to the Smurfless, but they've put some sort of citrus. Well, it's got a picture of an orange on there. I've just seen it. So basically, it's Smurfless with mandarin. Credit Life. No, it's not. It's not on credit. No, it's all paid for, all saved up and paid for. But I say it's only rented. But I always think that people on Instagram, they post all this shit. Then you get people with a mental health problem keep looking at it all, thinking, I'm never going to achieve. They don't realise they've never achieved it either. The house, they vary depending on how many bedrooms they've got, but they can be as little as £600, £700 a week. Some of them, depending when you come. Then you stick a car on top of that, which you never know how much they're going to cost, because by year, they either go up or down. So you stick another 4 or 5 on for that, and a couple of flights, and off you go. What does it cost you to take 2 kids all inclusive? Bloody fortune, isn't it? Hey, up Swamp Thing, how you doing? And I say, we've got a swimming pool, we've got a full barbecue area. It's got a fully fitted kitchen, this one. Sometimes you don't get an oven. This one you've got to open your own gate. Cap sweet tangerine, that you're probably right as well, Nick, because there is definitely that sweetness that comes to it. It's got the same swimming pool. My wife's in it at the minute, so I can't show you that. If you look on my other channel, I actually did show you the swimming pool, the one last week, the one the other day, and you can see. There's the views. That's the views behind me. That camera must be shining off my head. And it's everywhere you look, it looks the same thing. There's either a mountain or a valley. It's a nice type of holiday. It's a bit different. If you're into the all inclusive, where you like to turn up there and you know how much everything's going to cost, and you're going to watch the entertainment every night, and you know what I mean, get up in the morning, have a full breakfast, and that's that and the other. It would be probably your idea of hell. But it's just in the middle of nowhere, really quiet. Nobody ever bothers you. Good hills for a jog. Do I look like a jog, Graham? I actually spoke to a guy, and I think they'd stayed in Nurka, and his wife stayed in the hotel in Nurka. He was a retired managing director from a public limited company, and he walked all the way around here in January. But up here in November, you need a coat on. So you do stream to show us all what a great time in... it was more to show you the possibilities that are open to everybody. Just a little different way of probably doing a holiday or something like that. I did plan to do them all on my other channel, but I just thought, well, I did one the other day and a few people watched, but I thought everybody else might want to have a see. If I tell you what, if you'd have seen it there the other day, it was absolutely chucking it down all day Tuesday. So we've been before, but we actually came in Does it really? Oh well. Yeah, Oprah Winfrey. Yeah. No, I didn't. Not at all. I didn't do it to show off. Say it's not mine. I only rented it. Came over on Net Reality's private plane though, but I'm not telling you about that. I've got friends in Tenerife, so tend to go there for a holiday. Get to see local bands and festivals, always good. Well, we went out to a local restaurant last night, which as a tourist you would probably walk straight past. It just looked like a cafe bar. And we had the most marvellous food. Sea bass, all the sort of light fried vegetable type things that they do. I mean, I love their salads as well. They seem to get a lot out of a salad. November in Scotland, you need 5 layers. I tell you what, we came up here 7 years ago in the November. The first time we'd been in the winter, and we were further up at the top, and it was absolutely bloody freezing. We used to rent this big villa in the summer. We thought it would be a good idea to rent it in the winter, and it wasn't, because obviously these houses are made to keep the heat out, which means that they don't, they're bloody freezing in the winter. And and we had the heating on flat out the whole time we were there, and you still couldn't get one. So we didn't bother with that. Sometimes we'll come to the area in January, but there's a little place called Torrox Costa, which is this side of Nurka, and you can get some really nice flats there for like 300 quid a week. Laura Park, I've never been to that. That's obviously in Tenerife, isn't it? I never went to that. I've been to the one in Gran Canaria, which is Palomitos Park. That's good. And I went to that Wild West place as well in Gran Canaria, where you get the wanted poster and all that. Can we have a video clip of you doing a cannonball? What's the cannonball? What, like the Cannonball Run in my rented BMW? It cost £100 more to rent a BMW than it did to rent a Fiat Tipo. So that's what I got. It's only like a 1 Series. And to be honest, I'm a fairly sizable chap. So if I've got the steering wheel fully extended out, when I turn sideways I can't get out. The joys of being large. Cannonball, what's that, a dive or something? I'll put a link into my Instagram as well, my other Instagram. You can have a look round. I've took a few photos. Just behind me there, they've made there's 2 seats, and normally this table I'm using, so you could sit there and have a drink at night, looking out over the valley and that. The good thing about this place is we've stayed in about 5 or 6 different houses, and you just tend to look round. You get a different view each time with the shape of the land. It's weird because cannonball, dive bomb into the pool, you might know. Oh yeah, no, probably not. When I jump in, the water jumps out. Anyway, how long have I been here? Oh, 21 minutes. The internet's a bit iffy again. It's what they call a Roman pool, so obviously it's got the shape of the thing with the steps going in. Some of them are a bit different, depending what they're like. Some of them, one we used to stay in was just really deep, and you had to get in off some steps, just the same as what they used to have in the old council swimming pools. My brother is by now on a flight to Houston to try and find a new job. He has been over there for years, but got laid off last year. Still got 100k redundancy. Yeah, it depends what you're into, Graham. So if you're, as long as there's been no petting, nobody'd notice. Well, my wife probably would. Petting by the pool. What's the pound like to the euro? I think it was 112 point something last week when I got some. They've just started doing a thing now where, obviously with the pandemic and that, people have been booking them and then not coming and not paying anything whatsoever. So now you've actually got to book with a deposit with these places, but you didn't have to up till then. I mean, it's got just a typical sort of Spanish-style house, like a bungalow, 2 bedrooms, this one. Obviously, there's a light either side of the door, and then there's like a lean-to sort of thing covered up in that straw stuff. So that's where you put your table, keep it nice and cool for your dinner. And so that's a nice area there. It's got its own. There's a drive that comes up, and then there's a place. There's like a fountain as well in the middle of there that's not connected up, I don't think. But it's a really nice set-out place. Generally, they've owned them for years and years and years, or it's been granddads and stuff like that, and then they've turned them into rental homes just by, they dig an hole at the side, put a pool, and turn them into a self-contained place. They're nice. The good thing is, it's not like a plastic sort of place. It's real. It's been somebody's real house. I think it depends how many euros you get as well to support what rate you get. I've never changed any here. We just use it, sort it out that way, bring it in cash or whatever. But it was a bit of a thing. I suppose we ought to explain the route through the airport, really. What we had to do before we came was fill in a passenger locator form. We had to book 2 COVID tests for day 2 when we get back. You have to send them off. They're already at home. And 72 hours before we fly home, because Spain's still an amber country, we've got to go and get a COVID test down in Torres Costa, where I went to that doctor's. Get the shirt off. I was leaving you comments on that thing last night that told you've got the nicest buttocks in vaping. If you have a look, you'll see it. Now, you wouldn't really want to see a fat man with his tits out, I'm going to show you. Hey Des, Mick, please ignore Des. Graham rang me up one day on, this is an absolutely true story, Graham rang me up one day on Facebook, so I pressed the button thinking I was going to be speaking to him. I'm there doing the business like you do in the morning, sat on the loo, and I answered it, and Graham sat there looking at me. It was on video. Oh dear, it's warped his mind, to be honest. I'm not wasting money sitting in my back garden, does me? Well, that's right, exactly. It horses for courses, isn't it, really? Yeah. Right, I suppose I better clear off and leave you all to your day. I've got some swimming to do and that type of thing. Thanks for popping in. I'll leave the link to this site if anybody's interested in looking. If you just want to have a look round, it just shows you the different places. There's big houses, small houses. We're in Lomasol, I think this one's called, so it'll show you this one on the website. I think the prices for next year have gone up. I still suffer PTSD. Well, yeah. I can imagine. Naked swimming? No naked swimming. I know it's like being stalked. So I'll get on with my day anyway. Nice to speak to you all. Hope you're all going to have a good day, and I might even pop back another day and see how you're all getting on. Get ready for my amazing outro, and we'll catch you all soon. If I can click, I haven't got enough room to use the mouse. Catch you later. Bye bye.